Hey guys, Daniel here and welcome back to the Finance Channel. Here today I want to address two main things. One, Voyager Digital and the increase in stock price that it has had over the past couple of months, and how I believe that it's actually parallel to an increase in fundamentals. I know there's a lot of people that might be thinking of paper handing Voyager and selling their shares as it's just increased so much in stock price over the past couple of months. So I really want to put that into context, right? Second, I want to talk about portfolio diversification and the fact that Voyager makes up 38% of my stock market portfolio. So I just want to address that. And then I have a surprise at the end. So let's get into this, guys. Voyager Digital. This is a company that I started to talk about back in around January, right? And since then, we've seen a massive increase in their stock price, right? And I'm assuming a lot of investors are up on their positions and thinking about potentially selling out. What is the reason behind that? People see the increase in stock price and think right away, oh, the stock's now overvalued. You know, how could it 5x in value over the past couple of months and still be undervalued? Here's why. Back in around December, Voyager was trading right around $4 per share. In that month, they did $3.5 million in revenue, right? That's a massive increase from a few months prior, but it's nothing compared to what they're doing now, as in January, even though the stock price only increased right around 50%, they reported $8.5 million in revenue, roughly like 150% increase month over month. Then the stock price went on another run, and in February, they reported $20 million in revenue. A massive increase, 3.5 million to 8.5 million to 20 million, right? And the stock price has essentially just followed that pretty proportionately. Going from $4 to $23 is right around a 5x. Going from 3.5 million to 20 million is a 6 to 7x. So some may say that the stock is actually lagging behind the fundamentals. And this is one of the things that's keeping me from selling Voyager. And is one of the reasons that, if you own Voyager, I would really put this into context and emphasize this every time you think of selling Voyager. We like these green days, right? But every once in a while, Voyager has a red day. And when this puppy turns red, it goes red. I'll tell you that, guys. It's a great buying opportunity. But you need to think of it as a buying opportunity. There are a lot of people out there that get fearful when a stock drops. Keep in mind, you're investing in a corporation. You're investing in a business, right? What happens with the stock price is just short-term noise. You're betting on the future of this company, and you're betting on what they're going to be doing a few years down the road. So what happens here today is just a buying opportunity, and I really want to emphasize this with my price targets. Back in around January, where I first started talking about the stock, I had a price target of $88 per share. Right? And back then, that seemed just absolutely nuts, right? The stock was trading at $5 per share. I thought it was going to 88 over the next 5 years. I used data that I had. I used the $3.5 million in revenue for the month of December. I had no idea what January revenue was going to be like. All I had to work with was a $40 million a year revenue run rate at its current price, right? And I came up with around $88 per share of fair value, essentially, 5 years down the road. Here today, after this improvement of fundamentals, my price target is now $375 per share. That's my base case. If you want to watch this video, I'm going to leave it linked in the description. But it really is important to make price targets. And even with this, we can see that, back then, I thought fair value 5 years down the road was $85. But now, with this absolute incredible improvement in fundamentals, that's now upped to $375 base case, right? And that's very interesting, right? And that shows proportionately how my view even on Voyager has changed over the past few months. And that's why, in my opinion, this move is actually pretty dang justified, right? And why I'm not selling a single share. Now, when we look at portfolio diversity, I really want to focus on one quote, right? This is Warren Buffett. Diversification may preserve wealth, but concentration builds wealth. What does this mean? Essentially, you could diversify across 10, 20, 30, 40 stocks, right? When you do that, you're not able to get a full understanding of each business, what that business does, keep up to date with the business, and have full conviction and love every single 40 stocks equally, right? You can't really do that. But when you concentrate your wealth into a certain amount of stocks that you believe in and have high conviction in over the next few years, you're able to gain full conviction in those stocks, believe in their businesses, and really, go through a red day like a champ without feeling any kind of like that pain, right? You just look at it as a buying opportunity. For me, those are companies like Voyager, like Tattooed Chef, like Shift. These are all high conviction plays. All three of those make up 60% of my portfolio. And I have full confidence that they're going to do great over the coming years and have very minimal risk given their valuation, given their growth, given their balance sheets. I'm not worried whatsoever, right? And that's why when we have these red days, I like to concentrate my assets into the stocks I've already got high conviction in. So that's kind of my opinion. I'm very comfortable holding 60% of my portfolio in my top 3 conviction stocks. Let me know how you guys think about portfolio diversification and if you agree with me or not. So the next thing that I want to touch on is website traffic for Voyager. And I know this is more short-term thinking, but again, I like to focus on all aspects of Voyager. So here we can take a look at website data, like website traffic for Voyager and a variety of the other kind of crypto trading apps like BlockFi, eToro, Celsius, Gemini, Coinbase. Obviously, eToro and Coinbase are at the top here, and rightfully so. Coinbase, $80 billion company. eToro, I think it's going public at like a $15 billion valuation. Very big companies, right? What I really want to focus on here is what's happened I'm going to zoom in here, kind of 2021, back half of 2020. You can't really look at data for Voyager, at least back in 2019, as they were just a new company, right? A new product. I think they had $5 million in assets under management back in December of 2019. Now that number's sitting at $2.2 billion, right? So what you're paying for with Voyager is this rather accelerating growth, right? And you can kind of see it here from December to now, right? And that's continued. So, given this increase in web traffic, I'm very bullish going into March data. We're going to get that data, whether it's beginning of April or we'll get some sort of update within the next couple days or weeks here. I'm very optimistic when it comes to that. I think we're going to get at least, $25 million in revenue, if not 30 million. We'll see where it's at, but it's going to be very interesting to see where, customer assets are. Assets under management, the amount of customers on Voyager, the amount of active accounts. We're going to get updates as to all of this, and I'm expecting this to be very bullish. Again, big month-over-month growth as this growth trend is continuing. Now, we're going to want to kind of check back on this every month to get a sense of how Voyager is doing. I think over time, they're going to grow into something bigger than BlockFi, and this is one of the ways to kind of track that. Now, where I think this falls short is the fact that not too many people are going on to Voyager's website. Keep in mind, Voyager hasn't released their desktop app yet. You can't really do anything on the Voyager site yet. You have to do everything through their app. While all of these sites here, you can actually, trade things on your laptop, on the browser. So, given the fact that Voyager's increased so substantially and they're actually catching up to BlockFi without trading on laptops and on browsers, that is big news, guys. I mean, the second they introduce that, we're going to see a very big increase in website traffic to Voyager from existing users. So, that's one of the things that kind of falls short with this data. But again, it's something good to keep an eye on, just to get a better sense of where Voyager is in the short term, right? I'm long-term focused, but it sometimes is important to understand what's happening in the short term, as you are pretty much ownership of a business when you're buying a stock. So, I want to know how my business is doing. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you own Voyager, make sure to drop a comment down below, leaving how much of your portfolio is in Voyager. I want to see if someone else has 38% of their portfolio in Voyager. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.